Okay, so taggings don't work on Martian Manhunter. He simply does not have that function, I guess.
This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldo Grim here, and today we're going to look at some more Martian Manhunter gameplay in raids, this time built up and used as a damage dealer. And we're going to see what he can do and if he functions properly. Huge thanks to Messy YouTube for providing the footage for this one. Links to his channel will be in the description and in the pinned comment. So if you enjoy what you're seeing, make sure to check him out, leave a subscribe, and let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the team setup, and the team setup is going to be Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd as a combo builder, and in order to make Martian Manhunter generate power with his basic attacks, and Brainiac so that Martian Manhunter actually has lethal on basic attacks and can generate power himself. And Brainiac is going to all around just buff legendary characters, so you can't really go wrong with Brainiac. And this is going to be against Brainiac. The guy is going to use an entropy on Martian Manhunter, and I think a Firebox would work better in a lot of other situations, but against Darkseid I understand why Entropy you don't want to risk getting killed. It's going to be just a 3-star Martian Manhunter, though it's going to be a level 70 gears, level 70 character. The star rating is going to decrease the performance of the character, but yeah, it's nevertheless going to be one of the highest tier Martian Manhunters out there. And let's actually see how it performs in this one. Unfortunately, he does not show the stats, but as far as he said in the description of the video, it's going to be a damage dealing build Martian Manhunter. So in theory, he should deal a lot of damage. The idea of this team is to build up combo with Batman Gorilla Grodd and inflict the debuffs that he's going to inflict with his basic attacks, and then tag in Martian Manhunter to do the damage. Because while Darkseid has debuffs inflicted, oh, and you see over there what happened? Martian Manhunter simply does not seem to have a tag in attack. So yeah, the man wanting to use the super move is going to have to build up some combo back again in order to properly do the super move, because you're missing a lot of damage if you don't build up some combo in soul rates before doing the super move. Dealt some damage, not a huge damage with the super move over there. And yet again, Batman Gorilla Grodd in, going to build up some combo. Again, Martian Manhunter gets his tagging interrupted by basic attacks. I've never seen a character get the tagging interrupted by basic attacks. I've seen special attacks, but never have I ever seen basic attacks before this. Yeah, building up some combo. Like, the idea of this fight has already gone down the drain, because the main focus of this would have been to build up combo with Batman Gorilla Grodd and then tag in Martian Manhunter in order to do the damage, but that's not possible anymore, because as you can see, Martian Manhunter can't properly tag in the fight. Okay, building some combo again with Batman Gorilla Grodd over here. Martian Manhunter in, he barely managed to tag in straight into a special tree. And that special tree is a little bit weird to me, but we'll talk about that later. Building up some combo, special tree yet again. Not a huge amount of damage, though at the same time it's just a 3-star character. He seems to be doing a lot of damage on his basic attacks, though, at the very least when he does 5 of them. So in the future he might deal some pretty decent amount of damage with that swipe right of the firebox. Inflicting some more debuffs over here, and tagging gets painfully interrupted yet again. At this point, it's more frustrating than fun to play this character, it seems. Special tree in. That special tree dealt next to no damage, I have no idea why. I think there were not as many stacks on Darkseid of power reduction, yet again lower damage than we've seen on the previous ones. And maybe lower combo. Okay, so another problem, the animation on the special 2. He will do an animation after he does a special 2, and if the character cannot be tagged out by the special 2, then Martian Manhunter will get hit because his animation is going to get in his way. Okay, doing the special tree over here, and the interesting thing is the fact that even if the boss can't in theory tag out, he can still apply the tag out debuff, and that makes it another debuff that you can apply yourself. So the tagging debuff, the burn debuff that you can apply, that makes already 2 debuffs that you can apply yourself. So by yourself you can kind of do 2 debuffs out of the 3 required to get to maximum fast attack hits, because it's the base 2 fast attack hits and the 3 debuffs that need to be inflicted to get to 5. And the fight is going to almost be over, and we are going to go ahead and break this fight down, so stay tuned for that and see where this went terribly wrong because of the character design. It's going to be a total of 24 million damage. Yeah, that's honestly pathetic for the investment in the character that this man put. Okay, this thing over here is the biggest problem with Martian Manhunter. So, characters in Just 2 Mobile are going to tag in and they're going to have 3 outcomes presented to them. The enemy is either going to block, in that case you fail the tag in, the enemy is going to use a special ability, in that case you fail the tag in, or the enemy is going to use basic attacks. And if the enemy is going to use basic attacks, then that will be your guarantee that the tag in is successful. You want your enemy to use basic attacks when you tag in because your tag in will take priority over their basic attacks. Over here is literally the opposite. If the enemy is going to use basic attacks, their basic attacks are going to take priority over Martian Manhunter's tag in attack and interrupt his tag in. It doesn't matter how you tag in. This combo was done with 1 swipe right and 3 hits. When you're tagging from a swipe right, it happens to fail. It never fails by the enemy hitting you with basic attacks, but it happens to fail. But when you tag in from a 3-hit combo without a swipe right at the end, there's literally, or there was at the very least literally no character in the entire Injustice Mobile that would be able to fail that tag in. And the problem, I think it's simply coding, because his tag in attack does not take priority over enemies' basic attacks, and that's just absurd. So I don't really like his special tree. Like, you can't see that specific thing over here, but if the enemy is not at the wall, or at the very least if you use your special tree from a tag in, it's going to be very very easy to miss the first 2 parts, and if you miss the first 2 parts, it's not going to connect. And furthermore, what I don't really like about his special tree is the fact that the first 2 parts of it are going to be huge damage, and it's going to be normal damage, and then the dot damage parts are going to be just very low. On top of that, he's going to inflict burning on the opponent, and I really like that fact. I think this is the only good thing about the ability. But first of all, if you're going to inflict the dot damage, then why not make the dot damage higher? And if you're going to make him burn the opponent and reduce the armor, why are you making him inflict dot damage? The opponent is going to have 0 armor or close to 0 armor because of this ability, and you're going to be able to stack this. So by the end of the fight, actually by the end of a few special trees, the opponent will have no armor. So this having dot damage will actually be a disadvantage to you, because the enemy might have dot resistance, and while this ability provides you with a chance to reduce his defense, his dot resistance might already be high enough so you don't deal damage. And the second part is even lower damage than the first part. I just don't understand this ability. So the other problem that I have identified with this one is the special 2 not being able to be blocked after. So the special 2 is supposed to tag out the enemy, and it's supposed to have an animation when it tags out the enemy, but the problem with that is that if you're going to use it in soul raids, though you don't really have reason to, or if you're going to use it in arena and champions arena and there are no enemies left, and you don't tag the enemy out, then the animation of doing it will not allow you to block and will let the enemy yet again take priority and begin a combo and hit you. And this problem we can see also in Speed Force the Flash special tree, and it has not been fixed to this day. After Speed Force the Flash does a special tree, he does stop for half a second or something like that to just stand and flex on the enemy. So please stop flexing, because this is destroying the gameplay and it should not work like this. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything I had to say about this fight and Martian Manhunter gameplay. Like, he has the potential to be a very strong damage dealer. Like, if you're going to use him with Batman Jaguar Growth and build up a lot of debuffs on the enemy, and him having 5 fast attack hits, coupled with the buffs from Brainiac and coupled with the Firebox, he has the potential to deal a huge amount of damage. But the problem is, for this to work, you need to tag in and out, and at the moment he is simply unable to tag in and out. That coupled with the rest of the problems that this character has. So I don't think this is a failed character, but I definitely think this is a rushed character, a character that has a lot of problems that will hopefully get fixed so we can all enjoy Martian Manhunter. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to check out Messi, link in the description and in the pinned comments. And I hopefully see you all guys in the next video.